Hi everyone! In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you guys how to crochet the half double crochet stitch under all 3 loops. This pattern is available on my blog at cozynorthwoods.com. I use this pattern to make a baby blanket for my nephew. In this stitch sample video, I'm going to show you guys how to crochet the stitch and then also how to do the letter B. For this pattern, you're just going to need any acrylic yarn that's size 4. I'm using this light gray color by I Love This Yarn, but you can use any brand. And I'm also going to be using a ivory color, kind of an ivory or white, for the letter. And then go ahead and check the blog post or your pattern if you purchased it to see how much you're going to need for an entire blanket. You're also going to need a 5mm crochet hook. Okay, to start, put your yarn on your hook, and then I'm going to chain 16. Okay, there's 16. And then we're going to actually chain one more so that we can half double crochet into that second chain from hook to have 16 stitches in each row. So we're going to half double crochet into the second chain from hook. That one right there. We're going to yarn over, insert our hook into the second chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, and then pull through all 3 loops on our hook. And that's just a regular United States half double crochet stitch. Go ahead and do that again into the third chain from hook. You should have 2 half double crochets. And then you're going to half double crochet into every single chain down the row for a total of 16 half double crochets. Okay, when you get to the end, you should have your 16 half double crochets. And then you're going to turn your work. And then I'm going to show you really quick. This is where you would normally insert your stitch for your next row, right into that top V right under there. I'm going to show you what that looks like really quick, because this is what we're not going to do. But I want to show you what it looks like so you don't do that. See how it creates this line there? You can see that third loop right there. So it's going to make it so that you can see this line at the bottom, and you don't want that. So we're going to actually take it out, and we're going to half double crochet under that loop as well. Okay, so this is the top V. There's 2 loops right there, and then this is that third one right there. Okay, we're going to yarn over and we're going to go under all 3 of those, under that bottom loop, right into that first one. No turning chain, this whole pattern. Just like that. Yarn over, and you're going to insert your hook under all 3 of those loops, pull up a loop, yarn over all 3. And do that the entire way down, and you'll have a total of 16 half double crochet stitches. And I just want to remind you guys really quick that this is just the sample. So if you guys are making a blanket, you're going to have way more chains to start with. I just did 16 so that I could show you as long as you have 12 stitches, you can create a letter at the bottom right corner of your blanket. So you need more than 12. So this is just a little sample of the letter B. So that's why I did 16. You don't need to do any specific amount. Okay, we're getting to the last stitch, and this one can be tricky, so I'm going to kind of go slow so that you can see all 3 of those loops there that you're going to crochet under. Just take your time at the very end. And then there's row 2, and this is what your sample should be looking like, or your blanket if you're just going right into the blanket. Okay, turn your work, and then we're going to do another row of 16 half double crochet. And to remind you guys again, we're going to be crocheting under all 3 loops, the top V and then that side V as well. Go under all of those. And there's no turning chain, so you're just half double crocheting directly into that first stitch. So go ahead and do 16 more of those. After this third row is when we're going to start incorporating that second yarn color to make our letter. Okay, all 3 rows are done, and we're just going to grab our next color and our graph. This is just a really quick drawn graph. It's kind of ugly, but yours will be way more professional looking when you download it. I'm just going to quickly label each of these squares. So this yellow section we've already just did. We just did all 3 of those rows. And then everything white and purple is going to be what we're going to make next. So the white will be our white stitches. The purple is going to be gray stitches. And then right here, I'm just letting you know, if you're right-handed, you're going to start at that stitch right there. And then if you're left-handed, you're going to need to come all the way over until you get to the last 12 stitches of your project. So this is going to be at the last 12 stitches if you're left-handed. So crochet, and this is so that you can have the letter on the bottom right corner. If you start where the right-handed people are going to be starting, right there, your letter is going to end up either backwards on the right hand side, or it's going to be at the bottom left corner. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so we're just going to half double crochet. One square of white represents one half double crochet, so you're just going to make as many as you need to get to that first like purple square. Yours are going to be black, I believe I made in the graph if you downloaded them. Okay, so we've got 7 half double crochet in white, and then we're going to go add on our gray right now to do the next 5 gray stitches. I'm just going to fill that in to keep track of which way I'm going as well. Realize now, at the beginning of the video I said I was going to crochet with gray and then do a letter with white, but I meant the opposite, I guess. Okay, go ahead and pull up a loop of your gray. And this is how I change colors. I know everybody does it differently, so do whatever's comfortable for you. I just do it like this. I feel like it's quicker for me. Okay, get my tails out of the way. Okay, yarn over. And I'm going to start half double crocheting into the next 5 stitches. And make sure you carry your yarn tail. You can carry under those stitches, as well as make sure you carry that other that white yarn, the main blanket color, because you're going to want to pick it back up again, and you don't want to have to keep cutting it off. So just make sure it's underneath all those stitches. Okay, there's 5 half double crochet stitches, and then continue on down the rest of your blanket and drop your letter color. Just get it out of the way. You're not going to need to pick it back up again until you get back to your letter. Okay, I'm just counting to see how many stitches I need to do next. It's going to be 6 half double crochet stitches in gray. So I'm going to do as many as it takes to get back to those last 12 stitches. So if this was your blanket, you'd have a ton of half double crochet stitches to do right now. And then you're going to come back to your corner and follow your graph to see how many stitches you need. And then this is how I'm going to change between colors. Okay, I'm going to do 6 half double crochet stitches in gray, and I'm coming back in the opposite direction. So I'm going to just going to draw some arrows really quick so I can know what I'm doing, because sometimes you can forget. And you don't have to do this where you fill it in or mark it to see. It's just if you have a big graph, I'm used to doing it if you have a really big graph and you really need to keep track of where you're at. Now we're going to switch back to the white and half double crochet. We're going to drop the gray and then half double crochet all the way back down to the end. Okay, I'm going to half double crochet into the first 5 stitches. Okay, then I'm going to pick up the gray yarn again and do 2 half double crochet into the next 2 stitches. Don't forget to carry that white yarn so that you don't have to cut it and re-add it over and over again. You can just pick it back up. Okay, now it's going to be 3 white stitches. And then it looks like 2 more gray stitches. And make sure you carry that white and carry the gray under the white, etc. And then just finish crocheting down to the end of your blanket. I think I'm going to just end this recording here and kind of let the video play out now that you guys know how to follow the graph. And so just watch the video to see how the rest of the bee turns out. Okay, when you get to the end, you can just go ahead and cut off your letter color yarn because you're not going to need it again for the rest of the blanket. And this is what the bottom right corner of your blanket is going to be looking like. Obviously, your blanket will be way longer than this width-wise. This is just a little sample of the bottom corner, and then I'm just going to half double crochet one more row on the top here because to show you what you're going to, be doing. You're just going to be half double crocheting under all 3 loops for the rest of the blanket until it reaches your desired height length. Okay, there it is. If you guys have any questions about this pattern, whether you purchased it or it's just from my blog, please just contact me. You can either comment or you can contact me through Etsy, or if you've purchased the pattern, you have my email. You guys can message me anywhere, and I'll try my best to make sure that I can help you guys with whatever you need. And then this is just the blanket that I made. It's double-sided, so again, lefties, please just make sure that if you want it on the bottom right, that you just start on the opposite side that we started, basically, in this pattern. Alright, thank you guys again, and I hope you really like this stitch tutorial. Go ahead and check out the pattern on my blog at cozynorthwoods.com, and then you can also purchase this pattern in my shop, and you'll have access to each letter graph for all the 26 letters. And if you like following grabs more than you like reading just stitch instructions.